is it going, guys? So yeah, as you saw from the title, we're not gonna be working on this guy, we're gonna be working on that one. This is a 2005 Porsche Boxster S. It's from my dear friend Jose, and it's an amazing car. I've been driving this car for probably one day, and I already feel why people really like Porsches. 3 things we're gonna be fixing today. It's not taking fuel at the gas station, so yeah, quite interesting, that one. We're gonna be doing a basic engine oil change. The engine in this car is underneath that thing. And the last thing that we're gonna be doing is working on some bushings, some probably control arms. The guy is doing the typical clanky thingy when you're going through a bumpy road, which is super common in a 22-year-old car, but hey, that's called passion. We fix these old cars the cheapest possible way, we keep them on the road, and we enjoy them. Let's go! Okay, let me explain, or you know what? Minkmood. Just Minkmood. So what do we have? This is the vent valve, and apparently this is the one that could be failing. The way we're gonna do the testing now is we're gonna unplug both hoses, and I'm gonna try to push air through it and activate it through this filler neck thingy. Basically, when you press here, we should hear a click. Now, if I blow through here, I should not be able to pass air. Okay, that's interesting. Whatever I'm blowing, it's just passing by. We're gonna continue testing this after, but at this point, I'm gonna replace the canister. We have a replacement of the canister that Jose brought us, and yeah, and we'll take it from there. The car is back on its 4 wheels. Now it's time to go and test this. Oh man, it's crazy how much I missed driving a manual car. Well, this clearly didn't fix the issue, but I was reading that maybe if you do like a 90-degree type of thing, and you put your leg there and you press. No, not happy. Okay guys, that didn't work as we expected, but nevertheless, I uploaded a short and I had a lot of people already giving us some clues of what it could be going wrong. Apparently there's a valve above the gas tank and below underneath the battery that we should check. Maybe that valve is not working and stuck. And there's other guys telling me that maybe the hose that connect the canister that we replaced with that valve, it could be blocked. So we're gonna give it a try. There we go. So fuel tank is kind of underneath all that stuff, and underneath here should be the battery. And yep, there she is. So game plan is battery goes out, battery trail goes out, and hopefully that gives us access to the valve. This is it, and I don't know, man, it doesn't look very good. I was cleaning this with my finger, and seems to be the OEM pump, but this worries me a little bit. This is beyond the, you know, the fumes. I think this is something that, I don't know, there is fuel out. This was quite a fight, let's say that way, but you know what? When you pray, everything clears out. So there you can see it. This is the famous valve that we were trying to reach. This is the one that everyone in the post was suggesting that could be the one failing. So what's the plan now? Disconnecting the hoses and checking the valve. Quick update. It's out. I can hear it as if it's trying, but if I look inside, let's see if you can look inside this hole. There's a white thing that you should see moving, but it's not moving at all. And then the other thing that I'm gonna try is basically I'll leave 12 volts and I'll try to blow through air through these passages, and it's not blowing. So Yep, I think the guys on the net, you guys were right. Y vos sos hermosa, y a mí me gusta cosa, amarte mi necesidad. ¡Vamos! ¡Vamos la bombita! Note to self, do not close the frank without the battery, because if not you cannot open it. Nevertheless, here's the trick that I just learned. You connect 12-volt battery into that fuse red thingy that comes out and has the logo or the icon or the image of the frank. That keeps the car apparently 12 volts, not to start the engine, but yes! Vamos! And then you put your hand there and then you switch this thing and then you open the frank with no battery. Okay, so this is it. There you can see we have the valve back in place and the pump reconnected. We're gonna order with Jose probably a fuel sender unit to replace this, and we'll check the valve to see if this fixes the fueling issue. If so, probably we'll replace the valve as well, but nevertheless, to test and see if this is the issue, I think we're good. So next thing is gonna be an oil change, and the best thing you can do before doing actually an oil change is getting the car started. Now we're gonna let the car warm a little bit, just a little bit, and we're gonna start removing the old oil. We're gonna replace the filter and we're gonna take it from there. There we go. Yep. I think this is perfect. Okay, what I'm doing now is I just remove C4, which is fuel pump use. This should allow us to crank the engine with no fuel, so the car should not start. And the goal of doing so is that you prime the oil. It's not fully necessary, so don't freak out if you never did it. Okay, that should do it. There we go. And now let's go. So oil change is done. I ended up adding just a little bit more of oil. Total has been 8.7 quarters that the car ended up taking. I did a visual inspection through the dipstick and oil looks fantastic. And the last thing I want to share here regarding oil change that I thought is pretty cool in these Porsches is you get the car into ignition on and you go to the cluster and catch that. There you can see it right on top. Pretty cool. Now last thing to work today, what are we going to be doing? We're going to be working in suspension. Okay guys, so now we need to separate. There we go. Okay, and before installing the new to us, because it's a used part, the only thing that I realize it's different is like this one, it's moving freely. This is the one that was in the car before. And this one is rock solid. I don't know if that's like the normal behavior that this thing should have. So yeah, basically this is the torque specs we're gonna follow for each of the bolts and nuts, and the sequence we're gonna start. Something that we're gonna use is blue thread locker. There we go. Okay. That went pretty snug. This ball joint nut that we adjusted is the only one that can be adjusted without the proper ride height. The rest we need to simulate as if the car would be standing on the floor. So the way you do this is we grab the jack, we put a piece of wood, and we jack this so we can compress. We can simulate as if we were compressing the suspension. Okay, the next one has to be torqued to 89 foot-pound. One more side to go and we should be done, right? I guess that's it. What? We what? We what? We what? ¡Vamos! ¡Vamos, nene, vamos! Mira, mira, mira. Mira, mira, mira. ¡Vamos! ¡Vamos! Well, I never thought I was going to be that happy spending all this money.